What's up, YouTube? For today's video, we're going to be doing a Chi-Yu moveset in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I'll be doing some competitive movesets and some fun meme movesets as well. If you have a Pokemon you'd like me to cover, please leave it below in the comment section of the video there. And if you've got any other movesets that I haven't actually covered, put it below in the comment section too. I always like to hear what other people use. Let's get into it. So our first set here we got is a special sweeper. Now, this has the ability Beads of Ruin, so the special defense stat of all other active Pokemon is reduced by 25%. That is going to be hitting really, really hard. So what that means is like 25% basically drop on the special defense. So that's really, really nice. And you've already got 135 base special attack. So it's just going to be hitting like a truck. Now, the EV spread I've given it here is max speed and max special attack. I think it's important to give it max speed because it's already got an enormous special attack stat already, and you want to be able to outspeed things to make use of that. Now, I gave this one, having a look at the special attacks here, I gave this Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse is really nice because it's got a high base power of 80, and you got that flinch chance. I've got Fire Blast here. Now, it does get Flamethrower, so whether or not you want to have that extra base power, you got 110 base power here, you know, versus the Flamethrower of 90, so it is a fair difference there between those two. So if you just want simply power, I'd just go for the Fire Blast. I've got Psychic here. Psychic is good for fighting type Pokemon. Very, very handy. And on this set here, I've actually got Terra Blast Grass. So if a rock type comes in, you can Terra and turn into a grass type, which I thought is a nice little surprise on the special set. Now, as for items, I've got Expert Belt on this. Look, you could run a lot of things. You could go Life Orb. That'd be pretty nice. You could also go, you know, you could go like Heavy Duty Boots. That would be very nice as well. Like any of those like typical like items that are good for special sweepers would work too. Look, you could even go like Choice Scarf if you really wanted to, and you could change it to like Modest Nature, and oh man, that'd just be hitting so hard. Like, that'd be a definite threatening Pokemon for sure. Let's have a look at the more of a setup move set here. This is still special, but it does get it gets Nasty Plot, which is crazy when you think about it. Like, it's already got 135 base already, so on top of that. So this is going to be similar to the moveset before. I'm just thinking, so we've got Nasty Plot, I've got Dark Pulse, I've got Flamethrower. Once again, you can run Fire Blast if you want, but I feel like after a Nasty Plot, this thing is just going to be crazy with, and you know, Beads of Ruin on top of that. It's going to be hitting for like wild amounts of damage. So I've got on this one the Heavy Duty Boots as the item. Like I said, you could run lots of different things in there if you really wanted to. I like Heavy Duty Boots. It's a solid item all around. I've got a Terra Blast Water on here, so some ground types and stuff like that. That you could pick whatever Terra you like. I mean, it's going to be hitting very hard. I actually ran Terra Water on this already, and I got like a lot of you know, fire swap-ins, ground swap-ins. There was a lot of good surprise there, so it worked really well. So if you want that too, I mean, it is a little fish, so it definitely works out, but I had a lot of success with that when I had a lot of battles with this Pokemon. So thinking of some other items to this, I mean, outside of like Life Orb, mate, you could run Choice Specs as well. That's another, you know, you could definitely run, if you just want like insane amounts of like power, not much would be able to swap into that. Like, that would be a very, very difficult Pokemon to swap into. Like, you'd have to have just the right sort of, you know, counters to get around that. But yeah, you got Life Orb and stuff. You got Heavy Duty Boots. Expert Belt's another good item as well. Yeah, so any other item suggestions, please feel free to leave them below there. But there's a lot of things that could work for that. It's a very, very good Pokemon. It's Dark and Fire as well. So the things you're going to be looking out for, counters for this Pokemon. So obviously you got Rock and Ground types, but you know, when you go like a Terra Blast, you can cover those weaknesses with either you do Grass or Water. So that's why I did that. Obviously you got Fighting too, but you know, with this special one I mentioned at the start, you've got Psychic. So you know, you've pretty much got most of its weaknesses covered. It is weak to water as well, so you could go like Terra Water, Terra Electric or Terra Grass. That would give it an electric type move. So there are those options too. So they're probably like the more like common types that are going to be trying to swap in. But you're going to hit very, very hard. I guess the thing about this is, one of the things, it's got speed of base 100. It still can be outspared. So, you know, any speedier Pokemon, like speedy rock-type Pokemon or water-type Pokemon, I'm probably going to give you issues. Unless you're running, like, something like Choice Scarf, right? Alright, so this is a spec set. Now, this one I ran a little bit differently. I actually gave it Overheat. So, Overheat has got a thumping 130 base power there. You could probably use that twice in a row because you've got Beads of Ruin and you've got Choice Specs at Overheat. Like, that's going to hit hard on the second turn as well because of Beads of Ruin and Choice Specs. So, very, very powerful. I've got Terra Water on here once again. I've got Psychic and I've got Dark Pulse. So, some pretty nice coverage for the spec set. EV spread is, you know, pretty much the same. I'm running the max speed and max special attack that works rather nicely. Now, this is an interesting one. It's a little bit gimmick, but I feel it could somewhat work. So, I noticed it got some really nice moves. It got Memento, which is cool. And it also has the ability to set up Reflect and Light Screen. So, I thought this would be quite cool. You could set up Reflect, Light Screen, do a little bit of damage with Ruination, which is a fixed damage move, but it's a dark type move. Basically, it's like Super Fang, you know, those sort of moves. And you could set that up, or, you know, if you're not going to do too much damage, you can simply go Memento and swap in your next Pokemon. So, successful screen set up there for 8 turns with Light Clay. So, that's kind of interesting. The EV spread I just gave it bulk and speed, because if you're setting up screens, you kind of want to be going first, unless you got, like, you know, like a lucky ability like Prankster or something like that. This next set, I think this is my favorite set out of all of them. It's sort of like it's like a bulky Chi-Yu set. Now, I notice it's got a massive special defensive stat. So I'm like, okay, we're going to make this a special defensive wall. I've got max health and max special defense with Calm Nature brings it up to 372, which is insane. So I've given this one Rest and Sleep Talk. And I've given it Lava Plume. Now, Lava Plume is more of a support type move. It's still going to hit very hard and also has that 30% chance to burn too. So you're doing damage and you're having a chance of burning the opponent, which is going to halve their attack, which will sort of make up for me not investing as much in defense. Of course, it will still go down to a very powerful physical attack. I've also got Ruination on there as well for some fixed damage because we don't have as much investment in special attacking. You know, even though Lava Plume will probably still be hitting hard. I've got the item here as leftovers, and of course, you know, it's got its counters, but I could see this one working as well, like a bulky sort of support set. It's kind of nice. Like, it's probably one of my favorite sets of the Chi-Yu, like favorite like meme sort of sets. Now, let's have a look at this other set here. I've got a couple of thoughts on some other Pokemon. So, this is a Choice Band set. So, this is probably the worst set on here. But once again, we like to do competitive sets. And I like to do meme and fun sets too. Now, this does have an 80 base and attack, which isn't, I mean, it's not amazing, but it's not terrible. So, I've got 80 base attack. So, I've given this one max speed. And I've given it, I've given it max speed and max attack. And I've given it Adamant Nature as the nature. So, I've got 284 in attack there. It's got Flare Blitz, which is a nice high base power for a fire move. It's got Crunch, which is good too. You got that 20% chance to drop the defense by 1. And it's got Zen Headbutt for fighting types. I'm like, that's pretty cool. And you've also got Bounce as well. It really doesn't have a lot of the physical side. I'll show you. Like, we've got Crunch, Facade, Flame Charge, Flare Blitz, Zen Headbutt, and then you've got like Flame Wheel, Giga Impact, Payback, and Takedown. So, there's not that much actually work with it. You could give it Flame Charge as well if you're worried about speed. You want to give it Adamant, but I would probably just give it Flare Blitz. But not that too many people will be using a physical Chi-Yu, you know. Now, this Pokemon is wrecked by quite a lot of other speedier Pokemon. So I'm thinking like, let's say for example, right? Now, once again, this is all dependent on the sort of like the sort of like rule set you're playing. Same with my EVs too. So just bear that in mind if you're playing like, single Smogon or VGC or casual with your friends, anything, right? So this has got 100 base speed, right? We've got 100 base speed. So stuff like, let me just bring this up here. So we're looking at a high base speed Pokemon. So you got like, Barraskewda. You've got even Wugtrio. These speedier water type Pokemon are going to cause you a fair bit of pain there. You got Palafit as well. You got Iron Bundle. Like any of these like speedy water Pokemon, and like even I'd say like priority moves, like water priority moves. Like say something with let's just do an example here, like Aqua Jet, right? An Aqua Jet Pokemon that's like just water would probably give you a fair bit of trouble. Like Azumarill, you know. We'll just do Azumarill, for example, here. Azumarill is quite a good counter to this because, obviously because of its typing, but it's going to kind of find it hard to do much damage. Like, I want to say this is a great swap in. Azumarill's a nice swap in because you can swap into it. And what you could do, right, if you were running a belly drum set and you had, like, Citrus Berry. Sorry, I can't spell at the moment. Citrus Berry. So, you can tank that because it's water and fairy, right? So, it's going to be able to live that, it's going to be able to live that Dark Pulse and that Fire Blast. But you probably don't want to swap into it. You probably want to swap it into the Chi-Yu, causing a swap, right? If you try and check, you're going to get wrecked. So, yeah, that'd be a nice Pokemon to swap in. That would almost guarantee you a swap there. Like, and then you could set a sort of set up there and destroy. But, you know, even let's say, for example, you weren't running Choice Belly Drum. You were running Choice Band. Like, an Aqua Jet would absolutely dominate this. Like, any physical moves like that. I mean, you've got another. Let me think of another one. Like a Cell Rock. That's another great move against this Pokemon. You've got like Lycanroc here. It doesn't even matter. Like Lycanroc would absolutely destroy this too because it could outspeed and do a lot of damage with Tough Claws of Cell Rock. That's another good counter there. I mean, this Pokemon's very strong, but as long as you can outspeed it and hit it on the defensive side, it's gonna do. It's gonna be doing a lot of damage to it there. You just have to watch out. You know, if you've got stuff slower than it, you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to try something fun with probably Terra because you're gonna get wrecked because it hits very, very hard. Now, I could see this working on a Sun team too. Like, let's say for example here, right? We've got only Torkoal really at the moment. So if you had a teammate, let's go a Drought Torkoal, you could definitely use that on the same team. Like that would work well in this Sun team. The power of its fire type moves would be absolutely crazy. Like this would be absolutely crazy. So I wonder, actually, does it get Solar Beam? Oh yeah, it doesn't get Solar Beam. That would have been nuts. But yeah, you could use that on a Sun. If you like, you know, using weather team stuff, you could you just simply like Heat Rock up your Torkoal with Drought. And, you know, you could lead with that, set the Sun up and stuff like that. You could just even run sort of like some utility Torkoal or whatever you want to run. Set the Sun up and then swap this in and just like annihilate people with Fire Blast. This will really draw, in my opinion, this will really draw out water type Pokemon. It really, really will. That's why I like that. That's why I really like the Terra Blast Grass on there. I really like that because it's a nice surprise. Like another annoying Pokemon that could come into this too would be like, I'm thinking like Quagsire. That would be annoying too if it was bulky on this. It's not super bulky, but that would be another annoying Pokemon. Now another one as well. We got Clodsire as well. That could, like, just a bulky Pokemon that, you know, are going to be able to live the attack and hit, like, reasonably hard and just finish you off. So, like, that's another thing. It's got, like, Psychic for that. So, it's another good thing for, like, poison types and, you know, fighting types as well. Those sort of Pokemon. Like, you have to look out as well. This is weak to, I will say this is weak to a lot of priority moves. It really is. So, you've got another powerful, matter of fact, it's weak to a lot. Like, you've got, like, Breloom here. Yeah, so if you got this against Breloom, it's not like a slam dunk, because if this thing has like Technician and Mach Punch, that's gonna do a lot of damage. Like, you're gonna get wrecked there. So just bear in mind, if you're using it against Breloom, you really have to watch out for Mach Punch. So you're gonna have to, like, obviously Terra or swap into another Pokemon. You know, that sort of thing too. So, you know, Breloom's quite scary. So it's interesting how weak. So it's interesting. It's weak to Aqua Jet. It's weak to Mach Punch, and it's weak to a Cell Rock and Jet Punch as well. So it's weak to quite a few priority moves, and they're all super effective against it, which is kind of interesting, to say the least. There, I'm trying to think if there's any more, but yeah, they'd be the main ones to get used anyway. Look, it's also weak to Stealth Rock, but we already talked about running like heavy duty boots and stuff on there too. I'm just trying to think if there's any other sort of advice I can give on these movesets here. We'll get rid of the Breloom there. So with this, let's bring up a new a new moveset here quickly. So we've covered most of them. I just want to bring up some other like final thoughts here. So it does have this is worth noting too. I was thinking you could run this as this does have Hex. So say for example you were running a sweeping set. This could be a powerful ghost type move. Now, I know it's not the most wonderful coverage in the world, you know. If it was a ghost type, we'd better see. Maybe you could do like something crazy like this. This is a little bit more gimmick, obviously. So we've got ghost type Terror, right? And you had a partner. Let's get rid of the bulk one for a second. You could just have like a Toxic Spikes partner here. So there's Toxic Spikes. All right, we'll do like let's this is a Scummer right? I love this Pokemon so much. So let's say we put that down, and then you could start sweeping with like a double base power Hex, Stab, Terror, and Beads of Ruin. That's gonna do enormous amounts of damage there. That's gonna be doing heaps, you know. And then you could keep on, you know, obviously normal types would probably like to slide into that. You got Fire Blast there, you know, to help out. You know, maybe a thick fat Pokemon might do alright against this. They'd be able to swap it in. I don't think there's too many of them, but yeah, that Hex combination would be nasty. Be very, very nasty. Let me have a little quick. I'm just having a little bit of a look here. So we've got thick fat again. So you've got Appleton. You know, you've got Appleton there with thick fat. I mean, of course you've got Azumarill as well. Not too many Pokemon could really swap. It's not an easy Pokemon to swap him. But anyway, people, that's going to be pretty much it for the Chi-Yu moveset. I hope you enjoy this. Once again, if you've got anything to add to this, if you've got a moveset that you used and you thought was pretty cool or anything, you know, just leave it below in the comment section. I love to read my comments and go through people's movesets, and we'll just have this as like a database for lots of different movesets and information to, you know, help people out that maybe, you know, will stumble on this video one day. I'll be covering the next bunch of the treasures. I'll be trying to get like 2 more probably done today. I got some in real life stuff on, so hopefully I can get them done. But yeah, so there should be 2 more. If not, I'll try and get them done the next day. All right, people, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, make sure you drop a like there and a comment, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.